This is D, and Less Stress for Life. That's what's up. A European American lady asked me, why is it that African Americans do not get involved in foster care or adoption? One thing that people need to realize is that for years, the community and the church were family to children. Many children had uncles and aunts and big brothers and big sisters that had not a drop of blood relationship. Historically Black colleges and universities have campus brothers, campus sisters, campus fathers, and even campus mothers. An example of camaraderie that can only be found in the military has been found time and again at HBCUs. But there is a dilemma. You have folk who are pushing brothers and sisters out of these historically Black institutions and communities, and they are equally responsible for the deaths of these children by the hands of Jennifer and Sarah Hart. Now, might the child welfare system have a hand in this too? Does the child welfare system scrutinize European American families in the same degree as they do African Americans? By the way, let's be very clear. African Americans do foster care. African Americans do adoption. And another question regarding child welfare. How long had it been since a check welfare had been done on these minority kids in the home of these female homosexuals? It might have possibly been a long time since something like that happened. Why? Much of the media presentation focuses on the notion that male and female homosexuals are better parents than heterosexuals. But is that necessarily true? Well, there was a researcher that did a study back in 2012, and I'm not even going to try to mention his name. You can go to Focus on the Family, and the article is there. And you can also go to cnsnews.com, and they talk about the findings that this gentleman came up with. One thing that he realized was, based on his research, was that male and female homosexuals see children as harder to handle and harder to care for than heterosexual couples. Added to that, male and female homosexuals see children as doing things to bother them. Male and female homosexual couples are said to be angry with their kids. Now, this is according to cnsnews.com. And what is the result? Well, here's the quote. Homosexual parents struggle more as parents in those areas than heterosexual parents. So, what can African Americans do? Before I hit you with what African Americans can do, I want you to like, subscribe, comment, share. I want you to also click the notification icon or the notification bell so that you can be notified of our next video that comes out. And I also want you to go to www.destressmethod.com for more resource information. All right, now let's get to what African Americans can do. The first thing African Americans can do is shut up. What am I talking about? Until you have a better establishment than the Black church, shut up. Because there is significant history throughout slavery, throughout segregation, that has helped African Americans maintain a level of sanity. And now you know good and well that the church has prevented too many a brother, too many a sister from going straight back crazy. And also, when you talk about the Black church, I want you to realize where many of the HBCUs actually find their origins. And until some of these other systems have an educational system in place, just shut up. Now, let me be very clear. I don't want you to get it wrong. Many a brother, many a sister need to do a much better job in finding a fulfilling faith-based fellowship. But quit pushing them out into nothingness and have them floundering around. Number 2, know your responsibility for the children in your church, for the kids in your community, or just for the little nigglets nearby. You have a responsibility. I have a responsibility. You want to prevent Jen and Sarah Hart from happening again? Know that you have a responsibility. Now, once you know that you have a responsibility, you need to establish a relationship with struggling parents and kids. And by the way, now might not be the time to give advice or even to offer support. Maybe you just need to engage them. Hello, how are you? Hey, it's a sunny day or it's a snowy day, whatever might be the situation. Number 4, if you see them struggling, after you've established a relationship with them, after you've established some bond, some type of connection, then offer your support for the parent. And that could just look like, hey, is there anything I can do for you right now? Let them give you guidance and direction, because you still want to empower them. You don't want to take their power away from them. As far as the children, just provide a positive distractor for them. Maybe child is sitting there crying, oh, a little boo-boo, I don't know, something, or just offer Raquan a cookie or something, that could be a positive distractor for the children. And I'm not trying to be flip about it, but it all depends on the ages of the children, that's for sure. And number 5, you want to encourage the parents and you want to empower and affirm the children. How can you do this for the children? Let me hit you with this story and then I'm going to let you go. When I was a kid, there was this brother at the church, Brother Cox, who would always find me after I did what our church had in place, which was called a mission report. And no doubt I did a terrible job of it back then. But Brother Cox, for whatever reason, would come up to me and give me a quarter. Along with giving me the quarter, he would tell me how good of a job I did. To this day, there are many people who would rather have a root canal than get up and speak in public. But I owe it to Brother Cox, because he was that safe place. He empowered me and he affirmed me. You have to do something. I have to do something. We have to do something. Else this Sarah Hart situation will continue. Else this Jennifer Hart situation will continue. My brother, my sister, you ain't got to follow these steps, but you do have to take action, because if you don't do anything, then you do not have the authority, you do not have the right to say anything when another situation like this happens again. That's all I got for now. This is D, and Let's Stress for Life. That's what's up. Peace.